So here I am at the collector's Christmas market here in Gothenburg. I took the early train and the tram. And I wasn't disappointed, because here it was plenty of stuff. Tables were filled with video games like this one here. Some of them caught my eye too. And there were also some boxed units, like these three for example, and a lovely Nintendo 64. And more games like those here, and a mix of everything on this table, such as PS1 unit, some NES games and some Wii games mixed with GameCube and Xbox games. Some Xbox games did also caught my eye, such as this one. Some limited edition figures, 2 rare Game Boys, 2 limited Zeldas with 2 lovely Nintendo DSi. This seller here had all kind of stuff such as pins, stickers and also patches from all kind of anime and manga style. There were also some comic books, of course, all kind of comics, usually Swedish, but there were some Marvel too among of them all. They were all second hand, but who cares? They were all vintage and retro, and I love them all. Just like any other event, there were also Pokemon TCG sellers. The host of this event was no other than Retrospelsmässan, and it was most excited and one of most cozy ones I ever been. 60 sellers under this roof to deploy literally everything they got. And they did. Even if I'm Nintendo guy, I don't mind watching other games from other units such as PlayStation or Xbox for that matter. I was tempted to also start collecting PlayStation games, but you see, then I would need a much bigger place and also a storage. Some plushies, some cups, let's see next. Yes, that was Switch 2 games you saw, along with Switch games and all kind of mixed video games that this seller brought with him. I was amazed by all kind of sort he had. Xbox 360 games, some Blu-ray movies and PS1 games along with Tiberian Sun. This seller had a crazy mix of everything. There were also figures, all kind of figures. I mean, I saw amazing stuff, and also Lego, and plenty of vintage Lego. Keyrings and toys, more toys like those Kirby ones from Japan, imported to Sweden. Why not some tiny Funko Pitty Pop or Archie toys? Some normal-sized Funko Pops. There was even Lemmy, Slash, and even Freddie Mercury. Some cool Street Fighter toys, and some Ghostface plushies. What is an event without Star Wars? I will tell you, it is nothing. These vintage toys were really cool. And there were plenty of them, some rare as well, and some mostly common. More and more, all kind of Star Wars toys, especially this one. I mean, look, aren't they just awesome? Some Pokemon TCG sets, and you can also play to win them. And if gambling wasn't your thing, then you had other cards. Of course, they too had juicy prices, and they could reach almost to 5,000 Swedish crowns each. That's €458 for a card. There really were mixed prices here, and out of nowhere a Mewtwo pops up, costing whopping 6,000 Swedish crowns. That's the price of a new Nintendo Switch 2. And here were the budget ones. They had plenty of cards and for all wallets. One Super Mario Maker with amiibo, and games and even more video games from all kind of sorts. I wasn't really sure what to buy because there were so many video games, but unfortunately there were also some of those games that I also had in my collection. You had to look everywhere, even under the table, just in case. More Pokemon boxes, more TCGs, more of everything that matters Pokemon. Some of them, like these here, were imported to Sweden. This seller had also plenty of cards and plenty of prices, and he also bought cards. The price were from 150 Swedish crowns up to 2,000 Swedish crowns, and there were many graded cards as well. Happy days for any collector. My dear friend Anna was also here from Whimsy Stuff, along with her lovely bottles, who are pure craftsman art. Game Boy Pockets, Game Boy Color, various of games for GameCube, Wii U and even Nintendo 64. One interesting table, even if many of those games had high prices. Although you could find some cheap indie games like these here. And some cheap PSP games. Something was here too, but not much. There was also a Zapper from Atari, along with many games who were all Sega made. This spectacular vintage collection is Japanese to the bones. Magnificent games and magnificent collection. More and more vintage games. And they just kept coming. Some classic NES games. This kept me thinking, why shouldn't I start collecting NES games as well? Look at it, Airwolf, wow. One Super Mario Bros. 3 hiding, and more NES classics, along with some nice prices. Another NES table full of cool games, along with the boxed ones as well. And there were some nice boxed games right here. And also one of my wonderful childhood games. If only I was an NES collector, I would bought half of this table. There is more to come, so see you in the next video.